Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Hey, here we go. Kicking off a brand spanking new week of the Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jack. So very glad you are carving out some time to hang out with us. We hope to hear from Patrick Young in a little bit here as we kick off a brand new week. Busy weekend. A lot of overlapping sports. We'll get into some review from the weekend, some preview for the week. A lot going on. We'll do it here from 4 to 6 right here on Action Sports Jacks. We'll also lighten the mood a little bit, as we like to do on Mondays. We take it out of bounds. The lighter side of sports, we'll have our resident comedian, Mike Freed, will join us about 4:35. Brent Beaird scheduled in the second hour to come on and discuss some college sports. A lot of stuff going on in and around, even though a lot of people think it's kind of winding down the college sports season. A lot of stuff going on, softball and baseball in particular. We'll talk with Brent Beaird about all the happenings in college athletics around 5 o'clock here on the program. Jaguars on the field today. First OTA of the season is completed. Really not a whole lot that happens. You just hope there's not any news, if you know what I mean. You don't want any injuries this time of year. Kind of the big story, though, out of Jaguar camp today, Liam Cohen, the Jaguars' new head coach, announced that, yes, the Jaguars will, later on in the summer, will have a joint practice. They've talked and scheduled one with the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins are the third preseason opponent. The Jaguars will play down there on, August 23rd. August 23rd. So it's not officially set in stone, but if you're reading the tea leaves, that would probably mean the joint practice with the Dolphins in Miami before the August 23rd preseason game would be on either that Thursday or Friday. Probably that Friday, but sometime they'll do it maybe on a Thursday, have a day off before the preseason game. So late August, a joint practice, Jaguars and Dolphins. We've got a little bit of time before we get to that, but I just wanted to throw that out for everyone. The NBA Finals. We have now moved into the Final Four stage. This is when I start paying attention. This is really when I start paying attention to the NBA as the final. Conference finals are upon us. 4 teams are left. We'll finally whittle it down to 2, and then we'll have the NBA Finals. Indiana, the Pacers, will take on the New York Knicks, who eliminated Boston. The Knicks are the 3 seed, the Pacers the 4. So the Knicks will have or open up with home court advantage in the West, and the West will start tomorrow. Minnesota at Oklahoma City. That will start the Final Four of the NBA playoffs on Tuesday. That's Tuesday, Thursday to get started. The East will be Indiana at the New York Knicks. That will be Wednesday, Friday, their first 2 games, and then obviously we'll figure out how many are needed. Best 4 out of 7. We'll get into that as it's kind of neat to see the passing of the guard. The new, and this happens in all sports, it's happening right now in the NBA, the young guns are kind of pushing their way, and to a degree, I'm not saying we're ready to shoot all the old guys and like a injured racehorse, but the new guard of NBA is taking over. SGA, Sean Gilgeous-Alexander. Anthony Edwards, obviously, young guy, full of energy. Wemby, I know he's hurt, but Wemby is a star in the making. The 7'4", do everything. I think Chet Holmgren, who you'll see if you watch the conference finals, the 7'3" kind of multi-dimensional player. I think he's inching his way. And frankly, if Cooper Flagg is what we think he is, I think Cooper Flagg by this time next year will have started to put his name in that group. Who are they replacing? And I'm not saying these guys are out to pasture. They've still got quality basketball. But Joker's 31 years old now. Jokic from Denver. They call him Joker. Steph Curry. Giannis. Don't look now. Giannis is like 31 years old. Still got some quality years left, but he's not the guy. He's not the guy he was 5 years ago. LeBron has been going out with 3 different eras, I guess. But it's interesting to see the changing of the guard in the NBA. With that, let's stop for a quick second before we talk some college baseball. Gators, another incredible weekend. How they do it, I don't know. And college softball, the super regionals are set. And we'll talk about a local team that had a good showing in a moment as we welcome our producer today, Ben Dobbins. Ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin Dobbins from about 1,000 yards away from the campus of UNF as we sit right here, and you just graduated from that place?
Yep, right around the corner.
What the hell? Why don't you tell me about the UNF softball buzzards? I mean, Ospreys. The women had a hell of a year.
Oh, yeah. They had a good season. They obviously won the Sun Belt, and then
the Atlantic Sun.
Won a game. Atlantic Sun, I don't know why I said Sun Belt.
Because it used to be the Sun Belt. I played at JU when we were in the Sun Belt, actually.
Atlantic Sun, and then, yeah.
Did you know they were this good all year? UNF softball, the women, they went to the regionals in Columbia, South Carolina. They played 4 games, right? They knocked off Virginia. Yeah, that Virginia in the ACC. They eliminated Virginia. UNF, the Lady Buzzards. I'm sorry, the Lady Ospreys. I always want to call them the Buzzards. That's what I see when I see that bird as a JU guy. I see that bird you guys got. What do they call it? An osprey?
Osprey, yep.
It's a buzzard.
Osprey.
But the UNF softball ladies had a great year. They knocked out Virginia. They beat Virginia not once but twice, sent them home, and lost twice to the homestanding South Carolina Gamecocks. Wow, that was buzzard versus buzzards, what that was. Right?
Yeah. I knew they were good right when they won the Sun.
The A-Sun.
A-Sun, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
But I didn't really follow them. I know, like, I walked past their games when I went to go ref and stuff, but I never watched one.
Well, good for them. Man, that was a hell of a year. You make it to regional play. You play 4 games against Power 4 conference schools. The University of Virginia, Atlantic Coast Conference. The University of South Carolina, SEC. You go 2-2, you've done something out of the A-Sun. Good for them. Good for them. I had fun tracking that as we went. Gator baseball over the weekend. They take 2 or 3 from Alabama, and it's still amazing what they're doing with the injuries. They've got to get some guys healthy, though. I think they're going to get some of their infielders back, and that's mandatory. Right now, Florida is playing a left fielder at second base because they've lost their first 2 second basemen. They're playing their starting third baseman at shortstop. They're hoping to get the shortstop and the second baseman back. They're playing a guy they yanked a red shirt off of, was it Friday? Either Friday or Saturday. He's playing now in left field. It's a mishmash. They can't do it forever. If the Gators can get Shelton, the shortstop, and Nadeau, a true second baseman, back, they've got a chance to make a run. The Gators pitching staff is really rounding into form now. You know what you got with Liam Peterson, the ace of the staff. He'll be a high draft pick next year, not this year. He's got to stay another year. He's not eligible yet. You kind of know now Aiden King, the guy from Bishop Snyder right here in Jacksonville. He's a true freshman. He has now crossed that ledge, and he's not a freshman anymore. He's a star pitcher now for the Gators, can beat anybody in the country when he's on the mound. And Pierce Coppola, the big left-hander that has been often injured in 3 years, he is now working his way into shape. He threw a wonderful 50-pitch, 3 3/3 inning outing against Alabama. He started and was on a pitch count. Game 2, Alabama ended up winning the game, but it wasn't Coppola's fault. Coppola struck out the first 6 batters he faced. He gave up a run because of a sun fly ball. A ball was hit that should have been easily caught by a little leaguer. It was hit in the sun field, and it dropped. So Alabama scored a run. Coppola had a great outing. Florida, game 2, after taking game 1, Florida brings in Billy Barlow, a guy that's pitched a lot for the Gators this year. He finishes the inning in good fashion. Everything's fine. Starts the following inning, I think it was the 4th inning, and Ben, he didn't throw 1 ball in a row. He didn't throw 2, 3, 4, or 5 balls in a row. Nor did he throw 5, 6, 7, or 8 balls in a row. He didn't then throw 9, 10, 11. He threw 12 consecutive balls out of the bullpen after retiring the inning before getting a couple of outs. Ben, he walked the bases loaded. Alabama only got one hit. They scored a bunch of runs. They held on. Alabama won the second game. Florida actually, if it wasn't for that weird, I mean, how often do you see a guy throw 12 consecutive balls before he gets pulled out of the game? Ben, 12.
Yeah, it's kind of insane, isn't it?
So Alabama ends up winning that game. Florida kind of won it going away on Sunday, or Saturday, actually. Everybody wanted to play a little early to get a head start on their conference tournament travels. Gators playing real good ball. FSU over in Tallahassee had a tough weekend. They did get the third game against North Carolina, and they had to come back to do that. But, boy, North Carolina roughed up for FSU. FSU, because of percentage points, winning percentage, FSU finishes second in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Florida finished like 10th in the SEC. But when you consider the Gators started 1-11 and they finished 15-15, that's incredible. By the way, if you're making plans, the baseball tournament now has moved to conference play. Okay, everybody now is in their conference tournament. Florida will open up SEC play, and the SEC this year, for the first time all year, for the first time ever, is a single elimination, not a double elimination. Everybody goes, all 16 teams will show up in Hoover. One and done, you go home. Florida baseball will open up Tuesday at 5:30 against South Carolina, a not very good team. The Gators should win that game. If Florida does win that game, they would move to the next day. It is set. Florida would then play Ole Miss. That's kind of set. Ole Miss is one of the teams with a bye. Florida does not have a bye. Florida State, and Ben, have you ever looked at the ACC baseball tournament structure? It's the stupidest damn thing. And I'm not the only guy that says this. They don't play a traditional tournament. You know, kind of seed them. And sometimes teams get by, sometimes teams don't. But you bracket them and seed them. The ACC, their conference tournament is pool play. They put all their teams in Pool A, Pool B, and Pool C. It's the damnedest, dumbest, stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. All I do know is right now, Florida State, by finishing second in the ACC in baseball, they will play Friday, 3 o'clock versus either Duke, Louisville, or Pitt. Miami in the ACC, they are scheduled to open up Tuesday against California. That's a 9 a.m. first pitch. JU, by the way, out of the ASUN, JU, the Dolphins, will play a 9 a.m. game as well down in Stetson against North Alabama. I believe that's Tuesday. UNF is scheduled to play a really good team in the baseball tournament. 12:30, they are facing Austin Peay. Austin Peay really good in baseball this year. They won one of the ASUN divisions. And Georgia, getting back to the SEC, the Bulldogs having a really nice year. Georgia will play. They'll open up. They get a bye. They've had a good year. They will not play until Wednesday. They don't play Tuesday, the opening day in the SEC. Georgia, Wednesday, versus either Kentucky or Oklahoma, depending on how that earlier matchup works out. Okay, that's college baseball. We'll stay with that as we go. I love this time of year. Absolutely love college baseball tournament and playoffs, regionals, super regionals. Absolutely love softball. Softball we turn to. All right, so softball's a little bit ahead of baseball, college softball, college baseball, in terms of where they're at in their schedule. Softball just wrapped up regionals. Okay, Florida won their regional. The Gators move on. How about this, Ben? We got a good old-fashioned Florida-Georgia super regional. Oh, my. Oh, my. It's happened before, but how about that? Florida will host Georgia this weekend. Best 2 out of 3 to see who goes to the College World Series in Oklahoma City. Ben, newsflash. Florida and Georgia, they don't like each other much.
Oh, no, not at all.
Hey, this has happened before. One other time, way back in 2016. Lady Gator softball was the number 1 overall seed. This year, they're number 3. Back in 2016, Florida was the number 1 overall seed in college softball. They won their regional. They were hosting a super regional. And guess what unseeded team rolled in? None other than the Georgia Bulldogs. And Ben, Georgia beat Florida. They knocked them out.
So are you saying revenge?
I don't know, man. That was in 2016. That's going to be fun, though. Anytime Florida and Georgia get together, and certainly this deep into a season, this is lose or leave town, right? I mean, this is go home. This is lose. Hey, one team's going to win 2 games. The other team's going to be washing the uniforms, right? Cannot wait for Florida-Georgia softball. The SEC sent – there are 16 teams left in softball, right? They're in their super regional. 16 teams will play in 8 super regionals. Those 8 winners will move on to Oklahoma City. The SEC has 9 of the 16 teams, Ben. 9 in softball.
Sounds like basketball all over again.
Sounds like basketball all over again, and baseball. And, oh, by the way, there are so many SEC softball teams still alive in super regionals. 3 of the 8 super regionals are SEC versus SEC.
Yep.
Which is good and bad. That means you're going to lose 3 teams, but you're guaranteed 3 teams going to the College World Series. Right? Wow. Wow, wow, and wow. Some more Gator news. It's always good to have Gator news, right? You want to go basketball or baseball first?
Go baseball first.
Let's go baseball first as we are cruising through college baseball. And this will be kind of a half and half. You know, I've been tracking my man, Jack Caglione, the incredible power hitter out of Florida who's in the Kansas City Royals organization. I've been telling you, he's been killing it in Double-A. He got the call. They just bumped him up to Triple-A. He is closing in on Major League Baseball. Caglione, now after only like 30-something games at the Double-A level, has been bumped up to Triple-A. The Royals are having a pretty good year. They're 4 or 5 games over 500. Ben, they've got little to no power. So you hate to rush a guy and maybe get him up too early, but my God, Caglione could fill, if he can hit Major League pitching when he gets called up, which I think will be within the next 6 weeks. When he gets called up, if he can hit Major League pitching, that would fill a major void for Kansas City. So, good news. Jack Caglione, former Gator slugger, has now been called up. I mean, this was today to AAA, the Royals' number 1 AAA team. Hopefully he could hit there and get called up to see what happens. And good / expected news, I think, around Gator basketball. Big Ruben Chinyulu, I'm going to call him a 7-footer. The big, long center, doesn't score a lot. He's a rim protector. He came out, and the University of Florida has come out with a release. Big Ruben is coming back to Florida. He went to the combine and kind of showed off a little bit and got his grade from the NBA. Big Ruben comes back to Florida. That is big news. I think that is really, really big news. Florida, they're 4 front court players. If they all come back, it's clearly the dominant front court in college basketball coming up next year. We know Big Ruben's coming back, 6'11", 7-footer. Started every game for the Gators national championship team. We know Micah Hanlogan's coming back, 7'1", rim protector. We know Thomas Houck, who I think is going to be an absolute superstar next year, 6'9", versatile. We know he's coming back. So 3 of the 4 as we welcome. Is that Patrick out here?
I'm here, my guy.
Patrick, big news out of Gainesville. We knew it was going to happen. Ruben announced he's coming back for sure. So we're just waiting on Condon now, my man.
Yeah, it's hard to believe Condon not leaving. And I don't know. Obviously, we have to announce it, but, like, it would have been a complete shock if he said, nah, I'm good enough to go to the NBA.
Who, Ruben? Yeah.
Could you imagine him?
Yeah, we knew it was we knew it was coming, but until you see it officially now, I mean, Patrick, here's 2 big ifs. We've kicked it around, but I want to throw it again. If Condon here in the next 7 to 10 days says he's coming back, and Boogie Fland signs with the Gators by way of Arkansas, I don't think it'll happen because I think there's some bias against Florida as a basketball program. I think you could easily say Florida should be number 1 team in the nation preseason.
Yeah, I mean, it's them and Purdue.
In Purdue, yeah.
You know, Purdue's bringing back. They're bringing everybody back, and I've watched that team before, but
yeah.
I still think you're going to be looking at a Florida team that has the depth that they have on the front court.
I know.
Like input. I was at a golf tournament today. I didn't play, but there was a guy. He's a huge Tennessee Vols fan, and I love when fans when they tell on their own teams.
Yeah.
And he said it's like if Tennessee would have had 2 solid big guys that could do more than just catch alley-oops.
Yeah.
That could score a little bit, that could shoot as you know, Condon, Houck, Micah, and Ruben, they all bring some skills that are a little bit different.
They do.
But they had one-dimensional big guys on their team. And when you got Zakai Ziegler, who's so small, size has got to help him out. Got to help him out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. But we knew this news was coming. We knew this news was coming, but man, that is good news. That is good news. I think Condon's coming back. I've seen him, and I've been watching a lot of the same things you have, the projections. I see him somewhere 31 to 35, which is early second round. I think he'll turn. I think he'll turn down. When you start
projecting that early third round or second round,
yeah,
it is really, you really have no idea.
I agree.
They say that about a lot. They said that about me, that I'd be a second rounder, mid to late, early to whatever. And obviously I went undrafted. So why not? Because he had himself in conversations of being this higher quality pick, right? But we saw he did not finish the season well.
No, he didn't.
Bradley Beal, with me, he didn't have a great start to his 1 year. But he balled out in the games that mattered, which were the tournament, the SEC tournament, and the March Madness game. And you know, Thomas Houck was the best big.
He really was
in the tournament. He was the best big in the tournament for those guys.
I mean, if it wasn't for absolute ridiculous Walter Clayton, Thomas Houck would have been the player. Would have been the most valuable player in the tournament, I think.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Right? I mean, if it wasn't Clayton,
they're so humble, man.
Yeah,
those guys are so humble.
Yeah.
I almost need Thomas Houck to bring. All right, enough of that humble stuff, man. It's time to kill.
Go dunk on some people some more. Go dunk hard on people.
Time to kill.
Hey, PY, man. This is the time of year I get into the NBA. We're down to the Final Four, man. We're down to the Final Four, and Ben Dobbins, who's producing today, we were talking the first segment here, early in the first segment. I'm not pushing Joker and Steph and Giannis and that crew. I'm not pushing them out in the pasture yet. They've still got some quality basketball. But aren't we seeing the change in the guard? That young group now, SGA, Ant, Wemby. I think Holmgren's going to be a star. And if Flagg is as good as projected, I think a year from now we'll be talking about Cooper Flagg. Are we seeing a true changing of the guard in terms of the marquee name guys are changing now in the NBA to the younger guys?
I think you said this, Terry, last year, that the best players we were looking at, the top 5, they were all foreign.
Yeah.
You had Jokic, you had Giannis, you had Luka. I can't remember who else we threw in the mix there.
Wemby,
absolutely. And obviously some of those guys are they're
young,
tangibly rich. You know, what can you do? It wouldn't matter if you were French or whatever when you're the size of Wembanyama and Jokic.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you brought this up. Look, Anthony Edwards leading the charge.
SGA.
Shai Gilgeous, he's Canadian. He's Canadian.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'll slide him over to the kind of American
side. We're about to make them the 51st state, right? They're about to become the 51st state, right? Canada.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we'll claim him.
We'll claim him. Then you got Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. Nice
doing a
player.
Fantastic job down there in Indiana, and obviously, I think the most American player that represents our country is Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And sport in the right way. And I say that in the right way. He went to college for 4 years.
Yeah.
It was a champion. He had to be in the shadows for a little bit behind.
I agree.
Luka. He got traded to New York, got a great contract, and he has proven that every penny that they signed him for, he is worth it. And he loves and he wills his team to win Like, I did not expect, and obviously we can look, Jason Tatum was out, but they were up 2-0 on the Celtics with a healthy Celtic team.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point, man. That was pre-Tatum, and they were still going to beat Tatum, and he put 42 on the board when he got hurt, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you brought up Brunson.
It sucks for them. Jaylen Brown, he's got to get some type of knee surgery for meniscus.
Yeah, he's got meniscus. Yeah, he's got meniscus stuff going on. I'm glad you brought up Brown because I don't want people to think, well, Terry, you're talking about the new guard, and you're naming all these guys now, SGA, Ant, Wemby, Flagg, Holmgren. What about Brunt? Well, I don't quite put Brunson in the new guard because, like you said, he's been in the league a while now.
He's
a little bit older than those guys. That's, and I didn't forget about him. But, he went 4 years to Villanova, and he's been in the league, so he's probably mid to late 20s by now. He's not one of these 22-year-old ants, running around, or Wemby. Wemby's not even 21, I don't think, is he? God almighty.
Right. No, I don't think Wemby's 21 yet. Nope.
Goodness. Great. Did Brunson play? Was he with all those Villanova guys, DiVincenzo and those guys, or was he? I can't.
Yep.
They've had so many good
guys,
ones.
They were together at the beginning of this season. It was Danny, it was Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson, and they were all together in New York for a bit. And DiVincenzo, he's with the Timberwolves. God. He's in the playoffs. He plays great minutes.
Yeah,
he's tough, man.
Man, I tell you,
he's tough.
As you know, because you played against some of these guys way back, these Villanova guys. But my God. In the heyday of Villanova, all they did was put out a bunch of those 6'5", 6'6", guard, forward, tough-ass Philadelphia, punch you in the mouth guys.
Man. They weren't that good. They were okay when I was in college.
Yeah.
Like, you knew they were a basketball school, but Jay Wright, he found his team, man. He found his guys, and they bought in, and Jay Wright got out at the right time.
Sure did, didn't he?
I'm sure he is so. Terry, one thing I didn't realize, and someone drew this out for me, I didn't realize because of the current transfer portal in college football, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, you can have an early enrollee for spring. They can go through spring and say, nah, I want to get out of here. I'm transferring. Like, that fast. They can, because, we talked about it ad nauseum with Brent Beaird of having those 2 transfer portal periods.
Yeah.
And it was more so you're thinking about how this is like screwing, and out of obviously coaches, but high school kids.
Yeah.
And I think true. Can you I can transfer to the school, do the spring. That other window's coming up.
And then you're saying, and then you're saying, go to the other school and be ready to go the coming season in August, September.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, as I understand, you can't do that SEC to SEC. They've got a rule. If you want to go portal, if you're at Alabama and you want to portal and go to play at Florida. If you portal the first one in December, you can do that. If you portal the second one in April, you can't. You're not eligible to play as of right now. Now, all that's going to change again because there's only going to be one portal soon. But yeah, you can't. You can do that in some cases, not in the SEC. Hey Pat, let's take a quick second. We've got a brand new sponsor. We've been talking about a couple weeks. We've talked about this. It's summer camp time. I know a lot of parents are looking to get their kids in camps, and we've got a lot of basketball players out there. You can't go wrong. The Jacksonville Basketball Academy, owned and operated for years by Coach Jim Martin over at Providence. That thing gets underway coming up May 27th. Multiple camps, like 9 camps all summer long. They run through August 4th. The time to get signed up is now. There's different levels.
Now.
Yeah, it is really now. Go ahead, Pat.
I talked to Matt Santoni today. He said camp isn't full yet.
It will.
Now is the time to sign up. They start from 3rd grade and up. So if you're thinking about what activities, if you wait another week, it's over.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Get signed up. Here's the number. The easiest way is to go on and search Jacksonville Basketball Academy. It pulls up. Everything is right there. Jacksonville Basketball Academy, different levels, like Pat said, grade 3 through high school. If you are no matter what you're trying to do, maybe you're trying to work on, you're already on a team. You want to be better for next season, or you just want to work on your individual skills, maybe for tryouts, maybe whatever your level is. They've got a camp for you. They run all summer, working on shooting, ball handling, passing, footwork, understanding the game, and teamwork. You're going to learn all this. Jim Martin is a wonderful, wonderful instructor. His camps are top shelf. Here is a number if you need it, but if you can't get the number down, remember this: Jacksonville Basketball Academy, 904-994-5431. 994-5431. Easy number, the Jacksonville Basketball Academy. Get them signed up. You'll hear us talk about it all summer long, and you got to get your kids in a good camp. Why not this one? Pat, I can't wait for the finals, man. Tuesday, they get, the conference finals. Tuesday, Minnesota at Oak City. And then Wednesday, Indiana at New York Knicks. I'm fine with any one of these teams except the Knicks winning it. I don't like the New York teams, but I'm fine. I'm fine if Indiana wins the NBA title. I'm fine if Minnesota wins the title, and I'm fine if Oklahoma City wins the title.
Right, I know.
I don't like Knicks. I don't like
you know what? It's going to go to Game 7. I know that.
How about that? How about
going to Game 7. I guarantee you that.
I didn't realize until last week, looking at all the setups in the NBA, Oklahoma City is the 1 seed. Okay, I'm fine with that. I didn't realize Minnesota is the 6th seed in their side. I didn't realize that. Did you know that?
Minnesota's the 2 seed?
They're the 6th seed. Oklahoma City is the 1. Now, over in the East, the Knicks were the 3. Indiana was the 4. But, yeah, in the West, Oklahoma City won. I'm fine with that. I didn't realize, did Minnesota have some injuries early in the season, maybe lose a few games? They're the 6th seed and playing well. Playing real well.
Yeah, maybe. But I think you look. It's happened. It happened a few years ago where Miami was an 8 seed and they beat the 1. Like,
yeah,
that's so rare. And now especially with the play-in games.
Yeah,
I think the 6th seed to me, I feel like that's always going to be a spot where you can say, I definitely think an upset if these guys are healthy.
Yeah,
if they're meshing, they can win. So I'm not surprised to see the Timberwolves at that spot. But, I mean, my biggest push here, Anthony Edwards, he struggled in the big moments a little bit last year.
A little bit, remember that?
The shots and his aggressiveness. I just want to see him, hey, even if you lose, you want to go back and say, man, AE did it all. Yeah. It was this guy and this guy and this guy that they needed to step up. But Anthony Edwards, he's got to make up for last year. I mean, shoot, Luka was making fun of him. Luka was like talking so much trash to his face.
I remember.
Bro, come on, man.
Hey, Pat, you know what else happened? I remember it vividly. This time a year ago, we were breaking down the NBA playoffs, and Ant was in it and deep. Remember, he almost got tired and beat up a little bit, and we worried about his stature. He almost got tired deep into the playoffs. He looked a little tired and just wore down.
I don't remember that, but
he's not the biggest.
The narrative.
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy.
For the Knicks.
Yeah.
For sure, like the Knicks had that because, Tom Thibodeau, he plays 7 guys.
Yeah.
That's it. he will wear those guys into the ground.
Yeah.
He will not put anybody else for like some relief. I don't know, man. They had Mike Conley as well, and Naz Reid played well, but having Julius Randle, that should help their team a lot. If Julius, him being left-handed, he's not a great shooter, but he's a great competitor. That should, and like he played for the Knicks, Julius Randle. So he's got that fan-inspired pressure to perform.
That guy's old as you, isn't he?
He is
older than you.
He's 30. He's 31. He'll be 31.
Man, he's an old dude like you. Old guy.
I know, right? That's crazy to think. He's 31.
I hope he can play. I hope they play the early game, not the late game. He'll be asleep on the bench.
They're West Coast, man. I know, right? He's gonna fall asleep. Terry, I swear, I can't make it. I hit a wall.
It's tough, man.
As an old guy, as a young guy, and I'm done.
It's tough. It is tough. All right, Pat. Let's take a break here. We'll take it out of bounds. Our buddy, our comedian, Mike Freed's going to join us. We got some crazy stuff to talk about, man. We got some crazy. He's been gone for a couple weeks. He's coming back, guns blazing. One of the things we'll talk about is growing ball. Growing, as in not growing bigger, but growing as in a part of your body. You know what I'm talking about? The growing area, Patrick? The growing area? We're going to talk about some growing ball when we come back on the other side. Stay with us. It's the Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
On a Monday, you just kind of have to take things out of bounds. The lighter side of sports, we do it. It's been become part of our fun segment on our show. Terry Norvelle. I think Pat stepped aside. Mike Freed, our resident comedian.
Indeed.
Now we don't have him fired up. Let's fire his mic up.
1, 2, 3.
There, oh, you
hear
sound
me?
good. Sound good.
Right.
You look better, but you sound good.
All right.
Look better. How you doing, man?
Good. Good to see you. Where
been
was
traveling,
I was
man.
out last week, wasn't I?
You've been traveling, yeah.
I was somewhere. Yeah, I was in Orlando.
Lawyer stuff.
Doing lawyer stuff,
Put
little
people in
comedy
jail?
stuff. Nobody in jail.
They got
Nobody
a bunch of jailable people in.
I've got a client in jail. I'm going to go visit him in June later.
Hey, the big fire in the airport, is that just going to be chalked up to accidents happen, or did somebody do anything wrong? Did you hear about that? Did you see that thing?
I saw it on the news.
Oh, my God.
And I only heard someone hypothesize that it would have been an electric vehicle, maybe catching fire or spontaneously combusting.
I know we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
More fun than this, but how do cars catch on? I know they're.
It's the electric thing with all those batteries.
Yeah, that, and I guess with the gas in the back. But my
I don't think the gas is a problem. I think it's the the full electric vehicles.
Yeah,
Those,
but I mean, it obviously ignited other cars. Were they
Right.
all electric? No, I think
no. You just need an impetus. You just need one thing to sort of burst other things into flames.
And when I saw it, was that Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Friday, yeah. When I saw it online, and we talked about it and said, "Hey, follow it all on here on Action Sports Jacks and all." I'm like, that wasn't a fire.
Yeah.
That was an inferno. I mean, that was
pretty bad.
violent. Man.
I haven't seen the results of it. It's pretty bad.
Is that Pat? Do we hear Pat?
Yeah, guys, I saw they're only letting like a few people, special groups, to see it. It honestly looks as though something you would see out in Gaza right now.
Terrible.
It's the one that's closest to the airport. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it is the park. Yeah. The park and walk over one. Yeah, the multiple level park and walk over. Right, Pat?
Man.
It wasn't the flat lot away. No, it was the one.
Yeah.
And then people got trapped inside the terminal because obviously JFR, they couldn't let people out. Everybody would be rubbernecking and. Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, Patrick Young and Mike Freed. Man, Mike, you've been gone.
I have. Why can't we see Patrick? I'd like to see Patrick. He's such a handsome man.
Yeah.
You there?
Well,
I can hear you.
We got. Give me a second. I'll be pulled over and we'll get the camera on.
Oh, I didn't mean. No, you be safe. You be safe.
We don't want anybody saying something about me doing video and driving at the same time. So
no, that's fair.
Karens are out there.
That's fair.
Hey, Mike, have you ever had to sue a Karen?
I'm almost.
There's always a Karen.
Have you ever had to throw a Karen in jail?
I don't throw anyone in jail, but there's always.
You can. You're an attorney.
And as we discussed last time, guys can be Karens too.
Throw anybody out of your show?
Oh
no, but I'm getting close. If Mike doesn't throw somebody in jail,
I tell you what, there was a guy at a show last Friday that was just he thought he was part of the show and he was just commenting on something everybody
in
said.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, it was remember, that South Bank Hotel over there. It used to be where the Jaguars stayed way back when, right by the Chart House.
Yeah. I know.
Omni, wasn't it?
No, the other side
of the river.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It's got no flag now. It's just called the South Bank Hotel. I think it's affiliated with Marriott.
So they got a little comedy club there?
They got a little comedy, like a rooftop deck, about 150 people. And, it was a bizarre show. I was...
All right, well, let's go from a bizarre show to the new sport of groin ball.
Yeah.
How about this?
I got a whole bunch of new sports to talk about.
Groin ball.
Not growing, groin.
Yeah, groin. Not growing, Patrick, but groin.
Yeah.
So let me set this up, Mike, and help me out here. Right. So the setup of this, it's two teams of two people each.
Right.
exactly
That's
right. You have a pitcher. Basically, the guy that throws the tennis balls. Okay, tennis balls are involved.
Right.
And then you have two catchers.
Correct.
And so, Patrick, here's the deal in this sport that Mike is so proud of.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You're gonna try it out.
Am I going to be angry at humanity?
No, but you're gonna kind of go ooh. You're gonna go ooh when we talk about it.
To talk about it.
So the two catchers, they're on opposite teams. They have to align themselves face to face, and you put your two hands on my shoulders, and I put my two hands on your shoulders, and they have to stay joined like that, right, Mike?
Yep, that's exactly right. It's like a little scrum.
Yeah, and so I'm holding your shoulders, you're holding my shoulders. We're against each other, and your feet have to be shoulder width apart, and you two guys can move, but you can't take your hands off each other's shoulders.
Correct.
Okay. Now the other two guys are the throwers, and they have an unlimited supply of tennis balls.
Tennis balls.
And their job, Patrick, is to run around the two guys, and one of them's your teammate that are joined at the shoulder. And your job is to bounce a tennis ball and hope it ricochets into the groin area.
Yes, exactly right. And it's scored in that manner. Let's see.
They have scoring, Patrick.
They do have scoring. You get points, basically, for hitting
But you could hit your own guy in the groin.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you get for every hit, you get 2 points. For friendly fire, it's only 2 points. And a match,
yeah, you can't just hit your guy if your guy says, hit my groin, hit my groin,
well,
here's
you can,
my groin.
but it goes slower.
Yeah.
And then a match ends after a predetermined, no pun intended, period, or through a knockout defined by one of the 4 players crumbling and hitting the floor.
Patrick, if you drop them out, they're done. If you can drop the guy, he's done.
Yeah, now I would say the
Patrick,
game,
it's
it'd be a quick game
ball.
with me because before the first ball is thrown, I would be crumbling and on the floor.
Now, Patrick, my biggest question to Mike is, and this is very important, when you're putting your team together, I want to be the thrower, not the catcher.
Yeah? Well, I assume it rotates.
Are you kidding me?
Pat, I want to be the thrower, not the catcher.
Yeah, I wonder if let's just say, for example, that you had I got a buddy who had one of his boys removed. Would that be an advantage? Would that be fair? Would it be a smaller target?
Along those same lines, Patrick and Mike, I did think one positive of this new sport, growing ball.
Yeah.
It probably you probably wouldn't have to pay for a vasectomy, would you?
Well, you might be infertile.
Right? This would pretty much take care of the vasectomy, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Mike, now this is, Mike, this is...
from Japan.
Japan. What are they doing over there in Japan?
I don't know. I mean, I won't...
This is their birth control. This is their birth control, I guess, right?
I won't play into the stereotypes, but yeah, maybe, I don't know. I just, I could see it being a real challenge. I don't know.
In Japan and China, they got all those crazy game show things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can't be surprised.
Yeah, so that's one game. We actually have I have a couple of weird games I was going to share with you.
How about board shoe racing?
Board shoe racing, which is also an Asian...
China. What are they doing over there? This does make a little sense, though. Explain the game.
It's kind of interesting. It's basically, it's track, but it's track with 3 people strapped together by the foot. So a picture, kind of like almost you would in rowing, where you put your foot into a little, like a little loop of leather.
Or like a ski.
Yeah, kind of like a ski.
Like a ski with 3 feet holders.
Yeah, picture a big wooden plank that all 3 of our feet go into on the right, and then all 3 of our feet go onto the left.
So 2 skis, basically, with 3 hooks.
Yes.
And 3 people put their feet. And what it does, Patrick, and Mike, I don't mean to jump on you.
Yep, that's right.
It's designed, you got to have teamwork and, right? I mean...
Oh, yeah.
To run, and you run, Patrick, and you pass a baton. It's a race.
And you can't go too fast,
it's
obviously.
Like a three-legged race.
Yeah. They say...
Can
you picture it?
I'm trying to think if it's harder. I can picture it because what is it? The boat the boat thing.
Right there. Yeah. See, you got 3
Those guys have to stay in sync.
Yes.
Like when you're
the rowing and all.
You have to stay in sync. You have to.
Yes.
So those are probably just as the level of difficulty. But one person loses their balance and falls.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Though they say that actually was invented to help them improve their combat skills.
Yes. Combat skills, teamwork.
Yeah. Fighting spirit.
So it's 3 people with 2 boards.
Correct. On each.
And so there's kind of one person in the middle.
Two.
Look at there, Pat. Can you see it on the screen, Patrick?
I keep going the wrong way.
I zoomed into Terry's face. I don't want to zoom in.
Hey, Patrick. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't like this reverse image.
Wow. Yeah.
So that is called board shoe racing.
Yes.
And as I understand it, the losing team, they get waterboarded.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Is that what they do? They waterboard them after? No?
But yeah, I mean, it's got to be hard to get started, I would think. Like, because you're starting from a dead stop like any other.
It's teamwork and organization. And Patrick, they use these Chinese, as a military training, right?
Yeah.
You got to.
That's right. I mean, I would think that, and I feel confident saying that if, a military battle were fought And in the moment, it required everyone to be strapped to a board.
To our board shoes.
That the Chinese are going to have an advantage over us because we've hardly ever, and we're not very coordinated.
Hey, the enemy is overtaking us. Everybody, put your board shoes on and run.
Now I'm going to let you guys choose. You got to do one of these sports, but I'm going to give you one more before we before you get to vote. So you got groin ball on the one hand. And you can't just be the catcher.
I'm a pitcher.
Yeah, you've got, and some might argue that getting a divorce is a lot like groin ball, but
kicked right.
The last one I'm going to offer you, and it doesn't even require a description; it just requires a name: chess boxing.
How about that, Patrick?
Chess.
They're
boxing.
doing that over. Where are they doing this one at?
It's the thinking person's contact sport. This is, I think, you got to believe this is an American invention.
This is true, Patrick.
Sounds like a jackass thing.
Chess boxing, yes. Chess boxing.
Yeah. So in order to be a world-class chess boxer, one must have extensive boxing experience and be at least a Class A strength chess player. So you're pretty good at both. The basic idea is to combine, because they don't want just nerds. Like, if you just let nerds that are really good at chess box, that would be.
And then they box like this.
Right. These are people that are
boxing.
It's just you
That's
find
slap fighting.
Here they're looking for the rare person who doesn't have that much. What do you call it? CTE.
Yes.
They don't have that much head injury. They can still play some chess.
Yes.
Number one thinking sport in a hybrid that requires competitors to give their best, both physically and mentally. History can be traced back all the way to 1992.
Yeah. In 1992. Kind of a new sport, Patrick. We got to get this in the Olympics, don't we?
I would think.
I'd rather that than synchronized swimming.
Oh, man, I would watch that in a second.
I would watch
all three of these.
Oh, absolutely. But, Patrick, they go
I think I would love groin ball the most.
To watch it or to play it?
To watch it. Oh,
yes.
You got to vote for playing?
Yeah, you're playing. You're going to be a recruit.
I'm playing. I want to be the pitcher.
So just to be clear, the match starts with a round of chess followed by one of boxing. So you're alternating.
Yeah, you go
then
round
another one
round.
of chess, and so on. There are 11 rounds, 6 of chess and 5 of boxing, with chess rounds of 4 minutes and boxing rounds of 3 minutes. So it's kind of quick.
Hey, you know what? I like that one. I'd like to sign up and beat the crap out of some nerd chess player.
I like this.
Right, Patrick? Just beat the crap out of some nerd chess guy.
No, they got to be a good boxer.
You got to be a good chess player because 4 minutes, you can freaking you can checkmate. They can checkmate you in 4 minutes.
If he checkmates me, I'll punch him right in the nose.
That's what I want to know is, can you,
mix the...
Right. Could you be like, I'm just going to exercise one of my punches right now?
Yes. Hey, or I'll throw the horsey at him.
In the middle of a game, I think.
Right, there's a horse you got. I'll throw the horsey at the son of a gun.
Full contact chess. I love that.
Beat the crap out of some chess nerd.
Yeah, I think
that's crazy.
I think
hey,
I
Bobby
would enjoy.
Fischer, come here.
I think I would enjoy watching chess boxing of the. I mean, obviously, it'd be hard to pass up a good round of groin ball, but.
What about chest boxing?
Yeah,
we just took
That's what I was hoping it was.
We just went chicka chicka chow chow.
I don't know. That sounds.
That's what I was hoping we were going.
That could mean so many different things, and it sounds about as uncomfortable as a good round of groin ball.
Yes.
Maybe it could be a co-ed gym where they have chess boxing and groin ball simultaneously.
We could figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, you had a couple more?
No other sports. Those were the three sports.
More sports?
I mean, I have some more sports, but I don't have any more sports that you've never heard of. These were just silly things. I thought we've talked about Sanders'
You're an
son.
attorney, right?
I am.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You went to law school, right?
I did.
Yeah, groin ball and chess boxing.
You'd have to get a waiver. You'd definitely have to get a waiver of some sort.
So what about Showdown? You're talking some real sports now. What
well, just funny things.
What are we doing?
He was
Mike, you know what in the legal system, you know what would solve a lot of problems?
People not committing crimes.
Someone did something wrong.
Yeah.
If somebody did something wrong, depending on what it is, you just beat their ass.
Yeah, just beat the crap out of somebody. Yes.
I could see that. I would be cool.
Beat the crap out of them.
One good time.
Look, they don't have to go to prison. They don't have to go to.
Yeah.
Look, if pain is not a good enough motivator to get you to not do what you just did,
right.
then your butt deserves to go to jail.
Yeah.
But that's not fair because you would have an advantage over me, right? Like if I piss you off, you can clearly flatten me. But if you piss me off, I'm gonna be like, you know what, Patrick? This is the day I'm just gonna have to kick your ass, and you'd be like, all right, you go ahead. Good luck.
Hey, Mike, you better play him in chess boxing and don't lose the chess part.
I don't know. Dimitri Martin, who's one of my favorite comedians, has a joke where he says, basically, everybody should get to hit one person with a car once a year. You get to just take your one free. You know, somebody's walking in front of you.
Michael Scott did Just run one person over a day.
One person over a day. No, not a day.
Year.
A year.
A year. Well, that's once a year.
And then if you get run over, he says, you'd be like, man, I must really be an asshole. That guy used his one car running over on me. Yeah.
That's like Michael Scott ran over Mary.
Am I allowed to say asshole?
No, can't say that.
Oh,
no.
Okay, I won't say it again.
Can't say that. Michael Scott, you watch The Office?
What if I say it's like a medical show? What if the doc is on? Can he say that word?
Yeah, he can say that.
If he's describing a proctology exam?
He could say groin or we said colonoscopy. I had my colonoscopy last Tuesday.
Because I think on TV, like, you can say the D word if you're saying, well, certainly someone's name. And you could say, don't be
look, there's the station lawyers at the door.
Right.
Just kidding.
Are they listening?
Yes. Hey, speaking of comedy.
Don't be one?
Yeah, don't be a one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're a comedian.
That's true.
This is our comedy. This is our Out of Bounds fun comedy. I guess I got to say I went to a comedy show yesterday.
Where'd you go?
I worked the Gutfeld show.
Oh, how was that?
Yesterday.
Fun?
Pretty fun.
That's cool. Do you have to throw anybody out? Throw anybody in jail?
No, very happy, old white people.
Oh.
A lot of old white people.
So you were right at home.
Yeah, right in the middle of it.
I got a question.
Tom Shalhoub was pretty funny.
Is there a jail in there? Like, if I do something bad, is there a holding cell in that place where you can sort of...
Multiple cops, and they will just take you right out. And they took somebody out in the Sharks game the other night.
But there's no place, no holding.
No, not a. You know, I've worked a bunch of shows, a bunch of games over 3 years probably. I've only seen maybe 2 fights in the stands.
I bet you
I've seen
Jaguars
drunk
game.
and disorderly taken out, and I've seen they needed it, and I've seen women won't stay out of the men's bathroom. They're so drunk, and they don't want to stand in line in their bathroom.
Right.
And I've seen pretty good husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend going at it, not throwing blows, but y'all both got to go.
Right.
You know? But not too many fights. But no, we don't really have a Philadelphia Phillies or Eagles jail in the stadium. Like
not even in the football stadium, huh?
I think they do in the football.
Yeah, I would think they would.
I think there are in the football.
Maybe even just for one of the teams.
Because, you know, I used to know a buddy that used to give the reports, like Jaguar games, and, you know, you're talking 40, 50,000 people, Florida, Georgia, stuff like that.
It's like a little city, yeah.
But no, they would have, you know, he would say, yeah, Saturday's Jaguar game, there were 18 arrests.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Florida, Georgia, there were 51 arrests, you know.
Were we talking about it on this show like a month or two ago?
Whoa. Are you cheating on us on another show?
No, I may have heard it.
Patrick sounded like he's on other shows, and he's getting them mixed up.
No, I did not talk about it on the show, but there was a couple, a drunk couple, 2 people, a man and a woman, who were thrown out of a game for doing stuff during the game. They were doing it. But here's the thing.
Patrick, they were doing it.
They were each married, and they were at the game with their respective spouses, but then they left. This one male from one couple, female from the other couple. They go to the bathroom, and they get thrown out. And as they're getting thrown out, they're like, well, we're actually here at the game with our spouses. They're like, well, we'll go tell them that you've been thrown out.
They were doing it in a dirty bathroom?
And they weren't a couple. They were having an affair while they were there with their spouses.
They couldn't wait 3.5 hours. Was the passion that strong?
But do we know, was that just a spontaneous thing, or were they like...
Oh, you think they planned it?
Yeah.
I don't know. You think that was... Maybe that was their thing. They're like, they had a fantasy to have one of those relationships during a football game while their significant
But they did it in the bathroom?
Yeah, here.
Oh, that's nasty.
It's gonna be okay. That's never gonna work out.
You think?
Yeah, it's not a good start of a relationship.
What a terrible way, and I'm not against telling people to go and cheat and make plans. But
you're not against that?
If your plan is to do it in public, let me tell you, abort mission.
Yes.
Abort mission now.
Yes. I've said this for years, Patrick. I'm far from a prude. You know, I'm not a nerd prude when it comes to, you know, it. But, hey, and let me tell you something. In my own bedroom, I've said it. Hey, I'm okay if we decide together.
You referring to yourself in the plural?
Well, if we decide to light our hair on fire and swing from the chandelier.
He's saying we as he's waving that left hand. So we.
Yeah, I get you.
Hey,
we know who the we is.
Hey, but I'm saying I'm not a prude. If me and my significant other decide to light our hair on fire and swing from the chandelier in the privacy of our bedroom, that's our business.
You have a chandelier in your bedroom?
Liberace. I never have any interest in being the exhibition guy. You know, like Patrick, right? I mean, no.
I'm with you. I mean, I don't know if I'm with you, but I think, it's pretty hard to enforce laws or morals when it comes to other people's
Man,
bedrooms.
you came in, I get to use that word again. You came in today, Mike Freed, all tawdry.
Tawdry?
Tawdry.
How was I tawdry?
All these sexual things you're bringing. Did you ever get to Shedeur Sanders?
I did not. It's not that big a deal. It's certainly not as interesting as any of this. But no, I guess they have this day where they get to display their uniforms, their jerseys, and their numbers.
What could be wrong with that?
So he was at the display, and I guess whoever's I guess there's two quarterbacks there above him. They were showing theirs, and they asked if they had to give their jersey back now, whether this was just a display thing and they got to keep it. And Shedeur said he didn't have enough money. He needed to take the jersey and sell it on the black market. So I thought it was good that he had a sense of humor about his drop.
Patrick, I didn't like that story at all. That was Mike. Mike, you're going to close with that?
No.
That's your. Come on, Mike.
That wasn't a good close.
Come on.
I didn't know I was closing. You got to give me a warning.
Here's the crowd. Here's the clap. It's like golf clap.
That was a good.
That was terrible.
I like that.
Mike, that was terrible.
He's got a better sense of humor than his dad.
Thank you. You see the wisdom.
Here's you going off the stage on that close.
Right. You got to be able to.
Mike Freed, everybody.
Right.
Hey, hold up. Hey.
Right.
Yeah, hey. Come back to fifth of never.
You got to finish.
You're back to fifth of never. That was terrible,
well,
Mike
the rest
Freed.
of these are just short hits. Like Josh Berry, you know who he is?
No, who's Josh
he's
Berry?
He's a NASCAR racer. And this past weekend, he hit a bird while he was driving.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
That's kind of funny.
Did you see it on TV?
I saw the video on the little story that I sent you.
Patrick, he hit a bird going 190.
Yeah, 190.
Hey, I got a story about that.
Pulverized the bird.
I got a story exact like this. I'm coming home one day. I'm on
Bird just explode.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Hey, literally, true story. I'm coming home one day on 295 and, doing 65, 70 hours.
Not 190.
No, but it's going pretty fast. So I'm in the right lane.
Right.
There's a kind of like a worker van in the left lane and a little bit ahead of me, about one full car ahead of me.
Okay. Kind of staggered.
So, yeah, we're staggered. And I'm in the right lane. So we're just cruising down 295. And I thought of this when you told me the bird story.
Right. I was like 30 seconds
So we're
ago.
coming up, guys. We're coming up. No, when you sent it this morning, because I do research. So I don't just wing it like you do.
This is supposed to seem organic.
No, I don't. I do research.
It's supposed to be like I'm making these stories
So
up.
Pat and Mike, I'm cruising down next to this working van kind of thing, and he's got his windows down. I just happen to notice. So we're coming up, we're about to go under an overpass. So we're probably 100 yards away. We're going about 70 miles an hour, and we're probably now about 20 yards from the overpass, and I don't know if it was the car's noise. A big pigeon flies out of the overpass and smashes, because the window on the passenger side was down. The bird smashes inside the van. You know how there's a pole behind the front and back window doors?
That's where they keep the children.
I mean, that damn bird hit right there. I mean, feathers everywhere.
Wow.
And to this day, I don't know if the body fell in the van or hopefully out of the van.
Wow.
But Patrick and Mike, it pulverized that bird.
Inside. It's like a little Cuisinart pigeon.
Woo!
That's not a good thing. Yeah, that was a much better finish. You're right.
Goodness.
That was a good finish right there now. That right there, Pat. I threw in a little visual there, and I built, you see how I built that story?
You did.
It's comedy 101. Stick with me, Mike.
When I'm dealing with real life stories, you can't embellish on
I'm
them.
funny, though. I'm just naturally funny, though.
Well, I got to
go. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You got a bird story?
Here's one up, guy. One up guy. Here we go. One up is.
I'm not
that's
trying
his job.
to one up.
One up guy.
I'm trying to stay in the realm.
Right. I appreciate that, Patrick.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm trying to stay. So, was this sophomore year or junior year? Let's say it was my sophomore year in college. We had just gotten knocked out, and after the season, you have a lot less obligations. So I made the decision with Will Uget and myself. We're gonna go to Cantina 101 and start day drinking early.
Right.
Okay.
Good choice.
Going for the 3-for-1 Long Island's at 6
That's my man. That's my man. At
you
2
wanted
p.m.
to show up in the local newspaper.
Drink the first one. 5 minutes, gone. Hey, I want to get another one? Gone. I parked my Jeep right outside of Cantina. So, like, parked car, you get out of your car, the entrance is right there.
I like it. Good planning.
So tore up. I couldn't remember where my car was. I walked all the way around, and it's a good thing because I wasn't planning on driving. I wasn't going to drive. My friend, he was sober. We walked around the block to find the car. It was right there, so you can imagine.
Stupid car.
Stupid. We had plans to go fishing at 6 a.m. to leave the house at 5. Haul our supplies.
Yeah.
Somehow, by the grace of God, I don't know how, we got up. And there was a lot of blue vomit by my bed, so I will make sure you guys don't forget about that.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. My buddy, he'll remember this. I woke up and said, he's like, Pat, you threw up. I said, no, I didn't. He's like, bro, you the only one that was drinking blue drinks last night.
Maybe a Smurf invaded the house.
Yeah.
Maybe that too. So the drive from Gainesville to Cedar Key, it's a very boring drive. And I'm trying to stay up and fight sleep as we're going. Corey's locked in. He's like this. I'm like over here just trying to keep my head up. He says, owl. I said, what? Boom. An owl flies directly into our windshield.
Oh, no. That's endangered species or
Holy
something.
cow, Patrick.
It flew kamikaze straight into our windshield.
Oh, man.
And I'm so mad because on the way back, and we actually did have a good fishing day. We brought everything. The owl was right there in the middle of the road.
Dead?
Did it leave a big mark on the window, too?
Wow. The owl wasn't with y'all drinking.
Honestly, it didn't. I'm surprised it didn't leave a dent or anything. And we should have put it in our truck and got a taxidermy.
Pat, when y'all came back and saw the dead owl that you guys basically murdered, how did that make you feel? How did it make you feel?
Phrased another way, did you give a hoot?
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
I didn't give a hoot.
Now you're finished. That's Mike Freed, everybody. Hey, Mike Freed. Mike Freed. Right there.
I'm wanting more. Yeah.
That's our guy. Patrick, that's a good story. Now, Mike, if that was a law situation, would you have scooped up some of that blue vomit as proof?
Of what?
If like his guy sued him or something, or something came missing that morning.
Right.
And
they wanted to prove
was the French guy drinking? Well, you get was a French guy.
In trouble with, I believe you typically only get in trouble if they can prove that it was intentional.
If vomiting was intentional?
Not the vomiting.
Killing a bird owl.
There was a guy at a golf course, and those troublesome Canadian geese.
Oh, you can't trust them as far as you can.
Yeah.
Throw them.
And this guy, he called his shot and said,
"Oh no,
I'm gonna hit that bird."
Oh.
If he doesn't say that, he's fine.
Really?
Man, that's too bad.
Hey,
I'm not gonna say some Karen, but somebody obviously.
But he said it out loud. He said it out loud.
It was like at a golf camp. Someone called FWC.
I seem to remember seeing that.
Fined, and I think he had to spend some time in jail.
And he didn't say 4 either, did he?
No. Hey, we got time for one more bird story?
Sure, you got another bird story.
I'm sorry about this, but it reminded me. One day, I'm like 12 years old. Summertime, 150,000 degrees. I'm in Old Normandy where I grew up at, bored out of my mind, hotter than hell. So I go outside. There's nothing going on. So I'm just messing around my front yard, front street. And there's mockingbirds are mean.
Are they?
They're the ones that'll swoop down and pick at a cat. They're pretty mean.
Okay.
Yeah, they're mean.
So I'm just bored. I'm bored out of my mind. And so I walked out front, closed the door. We had a screen door, right? So it's windows open. We barely had
all you had was screen doors in your house, right?
Yeah, we barely had air conditioning. I promise you that. We barely had air conditioning.
Swinging screen doors.
So I'm like 12 years old, bored out of my mind, nothing to do, in and out. My mom's screaming, in or out, in or out. You know how that goes, right? You come in or out 1,000 times. So I said, I'm going out.
Right.
I'm bored. I see one of these mockingbirds that used to pick at our cats all around,
Right.
And it's in the other yard, probably like 25, 30 feet. He's on the ground, just kind of bouncing around. And there's a rock near me.
Right.
And I pick up the rock like every 12-year-old boy. Oh, what the hell? I'm going to throw it at that bird.
Right.
I throw the rock at the bird. I couldn't have hit him any more square.
Right.
I mean, if you ever hit a mockingbird with a rock in the head, that thing is loud. My mom comes flying out. It takes her about 2 seconds to figure out her son threw a rock and hit. She grabbed me by the arm.
Right. Because she knows.
She
knows the Harper Lee rule. You know the Harper Lee rule? You never kill a mockingbird.
Yeah, don't kill a mockingbird.
That whole book is premised on the notion.
And I'm thinking in that split second before my mom came out, by the way, like FloJo, she was so quick.
Yeah.
She could tell what happened. She was mad. She
That's
came out
great, Terry. You could have tried to hit that bird
a million times. I'd have never hit it.
Yeah, should have aimed for it.
And I didn't kill it. If I'd have killed it, it would have shut up. I'm
You
like,
maimed
Bird.
the mockingbird?
I'm like, Bird, shut up. My mom's
Right.
gonna and then I was the one going.
You have to put it down.
I don't know. I got my ass whipped for about 20 minutes inside, and I don't know what happened to the bird.
Do you ever have nightmares that maybe that mockingbird, it's not dead, it's going to come back and get you,
Maybe.
poke your eyes out?
Could be like the movie The Bird. Birds.
Or
Alfred
To Kill a
Hitchcock.
Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Wonderful movie. One
You
of my
ever
favorites.
seen Birds? Alfred Hitchcock.
I did, the original.
You ever seen that movie, the original Bird? Is it called Birds?
No.
It's called The Birds, I think.
It's creepy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Hey, but anyway,
Have
don't
y'all
hit.
seen,
If you plan on throwing a rock at a mockingbird, kill it. Don't wound it, because they're loud,
Right,
son of a gun.
right. That's
They're
what
loud.
they say.
what
It's
was that movie with Michael Keaton? Is it Birdman? The one that won it.
It didn't have anything to do
That
with
was pretty
birds, though.
awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It didn't, but it was still great.
It was
I
good.
don't know what y'all are talking
Good
about.
segue. Good segue.
Anything else you want to talk about, Mr. Intelligent Attorney that comes in here and just dummies down?
Got to save something in case I'm invited back another time.
How many? Just round it off.
Mm-hmm.
How many? What do you call it? Your number, your smart number, like
IQ? Yeah.
How many IQ numbers do you think you lose when you come in here every day?
Oh, yeah. I just use them in a different way.
20, 30, 50?
I use it in condescending.
He walks out of here in
condescension and
negative
sarcasm.
number. Pat, he walks out of here in negative numbers with his IQ.
Some people they get dumber when they smoke pot.
I know exactly what happens. I was at a golf tournament today, and they have this thing where everybody can win.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can win. They
Nice.
get the highest scores and the lowest scores, and they mix them all together.
Oh, right.
And you get the average. So the person that won today shot an 87. So that's pretty much what Mike does for us. He knows that when he's coming on.
Way to go, Mike.
He's shooting. That's pretty much bogey golf.
Yeah,
He's
I
playing
think
bogey golf when he comes out here.
As smart as I am in other areas of my life, I'm that dumb in sports, so we average each other out.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm pretty dumb.
Hey, we're way past, man.
Oh, well,
We're
thank
way
you for
past.
having me.
All right,
Patrick,
Mike.
good to see you. Good luck with your dental
appreciate
hygiene
you, Mike.
there. I
Absolutely.
think your teeth look great, but, you know.
What's
You
going
saw
on
me
with his
pull
teeth?
out my toothbrush.
I did. I'm a trained observer.
I did not see that. What happened?
I brought it out, and I looked at it, and I'm like, ugh, I need to wash this thing first.
I was going to say, you might need a new toothbrush. I thought you were going to brush your
Hey,
tires in your
Pat,
car.
Pat, last time Pat was in the studio, see that mic right there?
Yes.
It's missing this thing because Pat couldn't.
Oh, he didn't like
They
it.
get so
Dude.
dirty.
He liked to raw dog it.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Can't say that.
It's disgusting.
These things
Oh,
are
man.
unbelievable.
Imagine how gross it would be if you didn't have
I
the,
told y'all the story, and he just passed away about 6 months ago. Our buddy David Lamb passed away. Remember Lamb Chops?
Sure.
And he quit smoking 20 years before he died, so he'd always have a cigar
Yeah.
unlit. As
All wet.
And wet. And his mic. His windscreen in the studio he worked at.
Yeah, that'd be a little
That
gross.
thing had bacteria that has yet to be invented.
He could have his own. You could probably clone him.
How bad do you want to get up and leave right now? Seriously, I can tell.
I'm getting there.
Patrick, he's got this going. Pat, how bad do you really want to go?
I'm getting there. I got to go pee.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That'll do it.
You know what we need to bring in there, Terry? We need to bring in just some disinfectant wipes to wipe that.
I
thing
agree.
That's a good idea.
I agree. All right, I think Brent Beaird's coming up around 5:30. I don't know. He's probably not going to show up on this show. That'll do it. Mike Freed, the comedian. We appreciate your time, Mike. We'll come back and have some more crazy, zany fun right here on the Young and Norvelle Show.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Little bit of Jaguar news coming out of their first OTA. Not a lot on the field because I don't think a lot's going to happen. You don't want much news off the field, if you know what I mean, in OTAs. But the Jaguars announced via Liam Cohen, that they will have a joint practice a little bit later this summer with the Miami Dolphins. It looks like that'll be, they play the Dolphins their 3rd preseason game in Miami, so the joint practice will be down in Miami. It hasn't been officially announced. Will it be that Thursday before the Saturday preseason game or the Friday? It could be either one. Sometimes they go a day ahead and then kind of walk through and then have their game. So the Jaguars and the Dolphins will have a joint practice ahead of their preseason game coming up in August. That game is August 23rd. That's the final preseason game. Then they take a full couple weeks off, and then they play. So there you have it. Terry Norvelle here. I think, do we still have Pat? I think Pat's, did I hear him? No, we don't. Okay, we don't have Pat. Pat's been with us.
I'm here, but I'm getting...
Okay, well, I barely heard you there. We got Brent coming on. If you need to get going, I know you've been stuck in that car doing the show. So why don't you do your thing, and we'll catch up with you. By the way, you were very funny today. Pat, we had Funny Patrick today. We had Funny Patrick today. I like Funny Patrick.
I'm always funny, and I'm always at least.
Yes, me too. All right, that is Patrick Young. He'll join us the rest of the week. Thank you, Pat. Major League Baseball news and notes. I've kind of turned into the Paul Skeens reporter now. Man, he was at it again over the weekend. God almighty, the Pirates. Paul Skeens, his last start a couple days ago for the Pirates, he throws a 3-hitter, complete game, strikes out 9, 1 walk, complete game. And the Pirates lose 1-0. This poor guy. He's got to get out of Pittsburgh. He's falling in the Nolan Ryan trap. Come on, Pirates. Score a little bit. The Twins finally lost over the weekend. What a neat run. The Twins have had the longest winning streak in Major League Baseball. 13 wins. It was snapped over the weekend. The Braves really should have swept the Red Sox in Boston. They let one get away. The Yankees took the Subway Series 2-1 over the Mets. So a little bit of a baseball news. The big story coming out of baseball in our area, the Gators. They did it again. They take 2 of 3 over Alabama, finish the regular season now red hot as Florida will go into SEC baseball tournament play. They play Tuesday against South Carolina, a game that Florida should win. I don't think they need any more wins. They probably won. They probably don't want to lose to South Carolina for the committee's sake, but I think the Gators are clearly in the regionals. That's no discussion. The Gators probably need to win one to assure. I think they're going to get a regional. I think they are going to come all the way back and host a regional. Florida will play Tuesday, scheduled at 5:30. That's the third game of the day, so that thing will get moved around as they always do. Florida, South Carolina, Tuesday, 5:30. Florida State just missed winning the ACC baseball regular season title. They got edged out by Georgia Tech by winning percentage. And it was kind of screwy. FSU, remember, they lost 3 conference games. They didn't get to play 3 conference games because of the horrific shooting on campus. Remember, the entire Virginia-Florida State series was wiped out earlier this year because of the tragic shooting in Tallahassee. Those games were not able to be made up. They just had nowhere on the schedule. North Carolina and North Carolina State also had 1 game wiped out due to weather. But Florida State, had they won 1 or 2 of the Virginia games, probably would have won the ACC title. Florida State finishes second in the ACC. They play in that weird pool tournament that they play in the ACC. They don't play a straight bracket tournament. Florida State is scheduled to play Friday at 3. So Florida State's got about a week off before they play another baseball game. They are safely in the baseball regionals, and safely they will host a super regional if they get out of their regional. Miami Hurricanes play 9 o'clock on Tuesday in the ACC tournament. They take on California. How about California comes cross country and they have to play a 9 o'clock game in the morning? JU, they play, I think it's tomorrow, JU in the ASUN, 9 a.m. first pitch against North Alabama. You play at 9 a.m. because they're playing 4 games during the day in that tournament. UNF has a 12:30 game. They'll play the game after JU. They take on Austin Peay, one of the best teams in the conference. And the Georgia Bulldogs. They get a first-round bye in the SEC baseball tournament. Georgia having a really nice year. The Dogs will play Wednesday against an unknown opponent. They'll play either Kentucky or Oklahoma, as those two will play for the right to move on and play the Georgia Bulldogs. College baseball postseason is upon us. I love it. I love this time of year. College softball is also upon us. They are a week ahead, actually almost 2 weeks ahead. College softball just wrapped up their regional over the weekend. Florida State has won. They move on. The Seminoles will host a super regional in softball. They will welcome Texas Tech. Texas Tech has one of the best pitchers in the country. I don't know much about the entire team, but they've got one of the marquee pitchers. So Florida State will play best 2 out of 3 in Tallahassee starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday if needed against Texas Tech in softball. The Gators are also hosting, how about this? Now this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. Florida softball has won their way now to the Super Regional. The Gators will host in Gainesville this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, Sunday if needed, best 2 out of 3. Florida will host Georgia. Florida, Georgia getting together in the Super Regional. The winner moves on to the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. The loser's done. They've met one other time. Florida has a much more historic, positive softball history than Georgia. The Gators have won back-to-back softball titles. They are a perennial team that goes to Oklahoma City. Georgia's been out there before, but not as accomplished. But, Florida and Georgia in softball have met one other time in a super regional matchup. It was 2016 the Gators were the number 1 overall seed that year. They were obviously hosting. They hosted a non-national seed, unseeded Georgia Bulldogs softball team, and Georgia came into Gainesville and beat Florida. They won 2 out of 3, knocked Florida out for the season. So obviously they've played during the year. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's softball, and I say it all the time. Hear me now, believe me later when you watch it. If you've got some time and you settle in and dial up a good women's softball super regional, you'll love the sport. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is a fun, fast-paced sport that you'll like it if you watch it. I promise you that. I want to throw this out again. I've said it one time earlier in the show. I just want to really give a tip of the hat to the UNF softball team. They won the Atlantic Sun. That got them an automatic bid into the softball regionals. They were sent up to Columbia, South Carolina, home of the Gamecocks. And UNF acquitted themselves very well in softball. They played 4 games. They won 2 and lost 2. They knocked out Virginia. They beat the University of Virginia twice to knock out the Cavaliers. And then UNF ended up losing twice to the home team, South Carolina, which is no shame. South Carolina now, by the way, is hosting a super regional. So good for UNF. And what a run they had in women's college softball. All right, trying to see what else we want to hit. We'll catch up with Brent Beaird, we hope, in the final half hour. PGA golf over the weekend, the championship, the second major of the year. Really little drama. And Ben, I don't know if you're much of a golf guy. You don't watch golf much?
Not too much.
Scottie Scheffler was too good. If you, unless you had money on Scheffler or you're a Scheffler fan, if you wanted to settle in, kind of like we did, remember the Masters was so much fun. Sunday at the Masters, he had such a good battle. It was anticlimactic. Yesterday at the turn, Scheffler and Rahm were almost dead even. I mean, they were really close. Scheffler won by like 6 shots. There was no drama. Scottie Scheffler obviously flexing his muscles again. Clearly the best player in the world right now. That was his 3rd major. Anticlimactic. Scheffler getting the win over the field and really not pushed at all the last 5 or 6 holes. We don't talk a lot of WNBA. I'm not really into the sport. Not many people are into the sport. But I will tell you 2 things I'm tired of. Number 1, I'm tired of the way the WNBA gets shoved down our throat. I mean, it's just ungodly how non-popular yet much airtime the WNBA gets. And I know there are reasons, and we won't get into that. The second thing that I'm really tired of from the WNBA, and before I totally describe it, I'm going to say I think it's contrived. I think this comes from the home office, if you will, and I'm going to compare it to a sport I don't know a lot about, but I watched it happen. I don't know if you guys remember, Ben, I don't know if you are much of a NASCAR guy. I'm not, but NASCAR peaked in the 80s, 90s, and really started losing its fastball. Other sports, multiple channels, multiple networks, NASCAR lost its fastball. NASCAR hit a period about 10, 15 years ago where every race, it seemed like, would end with a final lap spin out, and one driver that got spun out would get out of his car, and when the other car came around, he would throw his helmet and hit the car, and then they would get together and they'd have words. And it happened so much, Ben, you're like, I think the home office of NASCAR is telling their drivers to cook up some stuff. You know what I mean? Some good TV stuff, right? That's what I see happening with this Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing. All they do is slap, fight, and push, and they almost got in a brawl the other night. Well, it happens every other Tuesday. Ben, am I being a little too thin? I think the WNBA people are telling these girls to contrive some stuff for TV. I think. I'm tired of seeing Angel Reese running at Caitlin Clark. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, or it's just a rivalry, you know? I think it's a pretty big rivalry. But I could see what you're saying, like, as in, It's bringing attention, too much attention.
It seems now it happens so often, so much. If they see each other somewhere, if they're on the same court, it seems so much. It seems contrived. It happens so much. I think they order it up. It's like a Hollywood script. Okay, Caitlin, don't forget now you're playing Angel. Angel, you're playing Caitlin. Make sure you push her down and get in a scrap with her. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this segment too, Ben. Can we take a final break here? And that way we won't have to go the whole way without one final break. We hope to saddle up Mr. Brent Beaird. He's got a lot of stuff coming out of the weekend. We'll get back into a lot of college sports news and notes on the other side with our buddy Brent Beaird right here on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
It has definitely been a lively, fun show, and we will continue the hijinks with our buddy Brent Beaird, talking a lot of college sports, as he is known to do on our little program. Mr. Brent Beaird, how are you?
Well, I'm doing well.
Good.
And I do also have some news from the magazines that you might know about, and our viewers might want to know about. Also, we are going to have Athlon this year. I talked to one of the writers over the weekend, and he said, imagine this, that it's going to be about 450 words per team and a depth chart. And they have really cut it to minimum, which is unfortunate. My stars, Terry, 450 words, brother, barely get you that. That might be one page if you were just sitting down and writing a document. But but I mean, that's about it on that one. Now, we mentioned the other day, June 3rd for the National Lindy's, June 17th for Lindy's website. Phil Steele, they go to print on June the 6th and will be in stores by July the 4th. And that will give you an indication of where we are.
So Lindy's and Phil Steele, they're doing backflips over, they don't want a competitor going out of business, but it doesn't hurt their feelings, I guess, when they cut way back. They cut way back. So I'm glad to know that, because I probably would have figured it out if I picked up the Athlons this year, but I probably won't buy the Athlons. I mean, I at the prices now, I can't drop $50 and $60 for the old days when I'd buy 3 or 4 at a time. I'll probably just get Lindy's. I can now depend on Lindy's. Phil Steele is. Man, it's full of information. It's a lot of work. His magazine is a lot of work.
Really, it's unbelievable the amount of work in it, and it's $20, by the way.
Woo!
If you're trying to budget there.
Woo!
Now, Phil, for you and me, we need a magnifying glass.
He crams it in there, yeah.
But he gets information, so he deserves.
He does
a lot of credit. And I mean, look, Phil's magazine is what, Terry? Probably 200, 250 pages. Easily.
Yeah, it's in depth. It really is. Brent, some people, not you and I, but some people, oh man, this is kind of the off season, the slow season. I love this time of year. I love me some postseason women's college softball, and they're in super regionals. And I love, now we're in postseason college baseball. I love it, man. Real quick, so we don't run out of time. Gosh darn, how about Florida, Georgia super regional softball in Gainesville? That's going to be a blast. Anytime Florida, Georgia get together with a loser leave town, go home tournament.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. By the way, we were guessing about this yesterday. Not yesterday, but Friday.
Yeah.
And I checked on this today. As far as when teams get to the SEC baseball tournament, Terry, Florida got there yesterday.
Yep, because they play Tuesday and want to get acclimated. You want to get acclimated on Monday. Yeah.
So, and they've got, they're on the field. Everybody, as you said the other day, there's a breakdown to where when you get on the field. But look, if people are looking for the schedule, I mean, Bama, Missouri starts it in the morning.
How about that?
At 10:30, Oklahoma and Kentucky is 12:30, 1:30. Florida, South Carolina was going to be 5:30 maybe, and then Mississippi State and A&M at 9 o'clock. Terry Norvelle, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So hey Terry, so that Mississippi State A&M game scheduled to start at 9. When's first pitch?
Man, I'll tell you, and there's almost a rule that there has to be at least 4 weather delays in Hoover scattered about somewhere. It'll be tough. Florida, as you said, they open up tomorrow. Florida plays Tuesday, scheduled 5:30. If Florida was here's Florida's schedule, and I don't think I want the Gators to go this deep. It's weird. Yeah. If Florida kept winning, they would play Tuesday, Wednesday. They would be off Thursday. They would play Friday, and of course Saturday semi, Sunday final. Brent, I hate the way tournaments have turned into this, but it's kind of the same way in basketball to a degree.
It is.
If I had my druthers, I would probably want Florida. I wanted to win the first game. You probably need to beat South Carolina. At that point, I could almost toss a coin to see if they win on Wednesday. Since you're off Thursday, I guess you'd want them to win. But I'm thinking of the totalitarian, the total body of work. I don't think I want my team playing 5 games in 6 days till Sunday going into regional play.
I agree. And they've got, if I'm looking at this right, Terry, they've got, if they win, they would have
Ole Miss,
on Wednesday. And then on Friday, as you said, they would have Arkansas.
Yeah, and that's set because Arkansas gets a double bye. So, then they would get Arkansas, and then you really don't know because you don't know who would be playing Saturday and Sunday. But, I guess all in all, winning the first 2, getting a day off, playing Friday. If you get sent home Friday, I don't think you even shed a little bit of a tear.
No, absolutely not. And by the way, SEC series, Florida won, if I'm reading this right, Terry, Florida won more series than anybody.
How about that?
They had 6. My stars, how is this possible?
Well, probably Florida got swept early a couple, 2 or 3 times. So they could add up. That could make that math work where a lot of people, if you didn't get swept, you wouldn't have a bunch of losses.
Well, true. And Terry, this is more what I meant. How is this possible? Mississippi State has 5. They won 5 series.
How about that?
What State went through, A&M won 4, Tennessee won 4.
Yeah.
4 series wins for the Vols.
Wow. They only won 4 series.
That's it.
Wow.
By the way, baseball awards, Aloy, the Arkansas superhuman, SEC Player of the Year.
He deserves
it. This is the Terry Norvelle numbers. 358, 440, 667, 18 home runs. Terry, how about this? 58 RBIs in 55 games.
How about that? And I saw, and he's got a brother. There are 2 of them on that team. They're 2 Hawaiians, the Aloy brothers. And, buddy, they both swing it. They don't get cheated, and they are really good players. That Florida won the series. Arkansas scares me to death.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would agree with that. And Terry, Tennessee ace Liam Doyle, the SEC Pitcher of the Year.
Yeah.
2.72 ERA, which is almost unheard of.
In college ball, that is.
Strikeout 137 in 79 innings of work. So, boy, don't they need him, not so much this week, but coming up next week in the regionals and super regionals.
Going back to Florida and Alabama, Gators get 2 of 3. Kind of a weird series, too. I watched almost every pitch. It was kind of a weird series. 2 things coming out. One's a concern for the Gators, and one is a great, I think, benefit for Florida. The concern is, and yes, Florida's still red hot. They're winning series, next man up. They've got to, and I think they're going to get these 2 guys back, definitely the shortstop. Florida's got to get their middle infielders back. They've got to get Shelton, the starting shortstop's got to come back. I think he's ready to come back. He's been out a month. He's an All-American type player. And Nadeau, who is the backup second baseman, he got hurt with a finger injury. They need him bad. He's not a great offensive player, but he's a true second baseman. Right now, Florida is playing Blake Sear, their left fielder, is playing second base. Their third baseman is playing shortstop. One of their platoon first basemen is playing third base. They're on their second. They've got to get – they kick the ball around like you would expect when you've got guys playing out of position. And for them to make any real noise, they got to get that middle infield back. You got to get a true shortstop and a true second baseman. Those guys handle the ball too much. You can only fake it so much there, Brent.
Well, and as you said last week, the catcher got hurt, or they really would have been set up well. And by the way, the top 25 in D1 baseball is out.
Yeah.
LSU, Texas, and you call this one North Carolina is 3 because they beat Florida State.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. Yeah. Florida State pulled one out to not get swept at the end.
That's right. Oregon is 4. Arkansas is 5. Now, a lot of people may not know this, or that, but when I tell the name, but there's two teams in the top 25 that people say, how do they get in there? No, the question is, they are in there every year, and that's Coastal Carolina and Dallas Baptist.
Both good baseball programs.
Terry, would you make the argument though those two teams are on the verge of being great almost every year?
Yeah, Coastal Carolina's won a baseball title.
They sure have.
They won the national title of the College World Series 10 years ago or whatever it was. Yeah, and Dallas Baptist has played good baseball for a long time. The other real positive development for the Gators over the weekend is, man, right now Florida's got 3 legitimate arms to start series. I mean, you know what you have in Liam Peterson. Aiden King he's no longer a freshman. He is a top shelf. And Coppola, they stretched him out to 50 pitches, the big lefty, his third start in about 2 months. They stretched him. He struck out the first 6 batters he faced against Alabama. I mean, this guy now is giving them a huge lefty, left-handed pitcher from that side. Boy, Florida's pitching all of a sudden, their starting pitching has just come out of nowhere now. They look deep now.
Would you say they're in much better shape going into the SEC tournament than they were last year going into the tournament?
Yes, I would. Number one, because they've seen a lot of these guys did it last year. They've seen themselves do it. Remember, they had kind of the same year. They scuffled. Right. But here's the difference, and we went over this a little bit. I think Florida's going to get a regional. If you get to start a regional in Gainesville, you're not starting it in Stillwater. Oklahoma was tough. They went Stillwater, Clemson, and those are 2 snake pits to go play in. You don't want to do that very often. At least get that first regional in Gainesville. So that would be a much better place to be for this Gator team than last year.
If they, help me on this, if they were to go decently in the SEC tournament, I mean, if they won 2-3 games there, what would that do for their super regional situation?
Well, it's a good question. If they win a couple, they're going to get their regional.
Yes.
Right? Well, I don't even think if they win 5 games in 6 days and win the SEC tournament, I don't think they would get one of the top 8 national seeds. And what they do is after the regionals, they may have announced it today or yesterday. It may come out today. They're going to announce the top 8 teams in the country.
Yeah, you're right. Good point.
Going into regional play. I don't think Florida has any chance of becoming a top 8. So if you're not the top 8, if they win their regional, just because you're a top 8 seed, you get a super regional.
Mm-hmm.
So to not be in the top 8 and get one, you got to hope somebody gets knocked out of the top 8.
Right. Agreed.
So, Florida would have to have somebody get beat to open up a spot, and then they might be – but I don't think they can get a top 8 seed. You know what I'm doing?
I got you on that. Yeah. And look, they've come a million miles. They've got
a million.
No, by the way, does this surprise you, Jim Schlossnagle, the Texas coach, SEC Coach of the Year?
Yeah, how about that?
Terry, if you went down to College Station and asked around on the A&M campus, how would that news be received today?
Oh, man, because he came from over there. You remember they played a 3-game series this year, A&M versus Texas. It was in Austin, and damn it, if Texas won all 3 games. They swept them all one-run games. You talk about pulling teeth out. They were all one-run games.
And look, I don't follow softball that close. Terry, help me on this. Didn't A&M that was the number 1 softball seed and got beat in the regionals?
Got knocked out on their own field by Liberty. They were the number 1 overall.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, now you mean the number 1 seed, period.
Overall,
Overall number 1 seed.
They were the overall 1 playing at home in the regional, not the super regional, and Liberty went in and knocked them off. Another big upset out of the SEC in college softball was LSU got knocked out at home by Southeast Louisiana. You think they love that?
Oh, listen, I bet they had a parade in Southeast Louisiana about that today. Now, I want you to think about this a minute for A&M, okay? Football was middling, 8-4-ish. We know what happened to basketball.
Yeah.
And their coach leaves and Buzz.
Yeah.
And softball was shocked. And now basically A&M's really not.
No.
I mean, well, we saw that Friday, didn't we?
Yeah.
A&M was on like that last line. Second to go out or whatever they call that now.
Yeah. And then Texas A&M, who's always had the little brother syndrome with Texas, right? They've always been the little brother to big bad Texas. And then you don't think at your local watering hole, the Longhorn guy is not needling the A&M guy, because Texas, just the opposite. They come in and have a great football showing.
Yeah, playoffs.
Their baseball has been number 1 in the nation most of the year. Yeah. Their softball's going to make a deep run. They had an NBA basketball player, but like you said, their basketball's not great on the men's side. But hell, A&M just lost their basketball coach. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So Texas is coming in going, hey, A&M boy, tell me again how tough the SEC is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and now the A&M did make the tournament. And again, as Terry and I talked about, A&M could have played much better too. But anyway, but my point is, for and bless his heart, my son-in-law is an A&M fan. But I'm telling you, Terry, I guarantee you, they've got that huge stadium. They got great facilities. They're washed in money. I can tell you, when those all sports numbers come out around the nation in the SEC, A&M's not going to be found anywhere in that top 30, top 40.
Has not been a good overall athletic year for the Aggies. The first year their big brother comes in. We had some Gator news we got out. We all expected this, but it's official. Big Ruben Chinyelu, the big 6'11", 7-foot center, he did his NBA combine, got his grades and all. He said he's coming back to Florida.
That's
that is huge. So at minimum, Florida's front court will have 6'11", call him 7-foot Chinyelu.
Yeah.
7'1", Micah Hanlogden back.
That's right.
6'9", really multi-position Thomas Houck back. Yeah. And they're waiting on Condon. I don't have any inside information other than I've seen a lot of draft reports. It looks like, on average, Condon is being talked about anywhere from 31 to 35, which would be early second round. Just going on a hunch, if those are the numbers he officially gets, I think he comes back, and Florida brings their entire front court back if that happens.
That would be and Boogie Fland is at Florida today.
Yeah, making a trip, right?
Yes.
Visiting Florida.
If they can talk him into staying, that'd be absolutely humongous. I know we're running short, but
we're good.
I did want to mention the commissioners met over the weekend.
Oh, what else is new?
At the again at the Roach Motel.
Yeah, sure.
So nothing real new, but the public demands to know to Terry Norvelle that they met again. And they've already got another round scheduled for June 9th, I think it is. They're going to meet again. Right.
Yeah.
They met in Charlotte over the weekend. 16-team model.
Yeah.
Second such meeting of the 4 in the last 9 days. So,
and as I understand it, one of the high agendas is the model on the agenda.
Yes.
And this is a tough call here. What to do with the football championship games? You don't want to turn away all that money, but in a weird way now they're kind of in the way. But what to do? But what to do with them? What to do with them? I don't know.
Well, see, the thing they're looking, here's how you would replace it if they did that. Well, they're talking, you remember that they're talking about possibility not this year, but next year of having, for lack of a better word, play-in games.
Yeah.
Does that do much for you?
Not at all. And I don't know how they'll pull that off even.
I don't either.
And incorporate the championship. I don't know, but it is weird how the championship games are just a money pit, a bag of money. Nobody wants to give away money, but they are kind of in the way now. We got 40 seconds, but Brent, I never thought I'd say that, but they are a little bit in the way.
They are, but look, Terry, you and I both know they make too much money for Saints to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's just the way that. But what we're talking about here is 1 and 2 playing in the SEC championship game. 3 would play 6 and 4 would play 5 or something like that.
And so you would call, real quick, 30 seconds. You would call that game the play-in game, first round, and SEC. I don't get that.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. But they're trying to make it work, which is good.
Brent, good stuff, buddy. I know you're busy on a busy Monday. Thank you. We'll get together as the week unfolds. Thank you so much.
Take care, bud.
That is our main man, Mr. Brent Beaird. We thank him. We thank everybody. Busy show. Ben Dobbins coming in producing. Appreciate that, Ben. Certainly Mike Freed, our resident comedian. We went out of bounds today like we like to do and shake it up, the lighter side of sports. And, of course, Patrick Young. That'll wrap it up. We'll get back together tomorrow, 4 o'clock, right here on Action Sports Jack.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional